Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to Toby, and the program is in great hands. No question, it's in great hands. Thank you so much, Chancellor and Ross, for those kind remarks. And one thing that I want everybody to know is that it's not many places where you can take a recruit and meet the athletic director, meet the chancellor, and that's what makes this place really, really special. And for that, I thank you, because it's top-down leadership, that is for sure. And when I look around the room, I see what I call the Ole Miss family. And that's what this program is all about and has always been all about. And at this time, what I'd like to do is recognize my wife, Julie. Please give her a big hand. Now, what Julie has done is she has taken every team member we have ever had and made them part of our family. And it really and truly, that's our secret weapon. I know compliance is here, and they're probably looking that up to see if it's legal. But it is indeed our secret weapon. It was back in '79 when Julie and I decided to get married. She was up here, and she was going to graduate school. She was in the middle of her program, and lo and behold, the women's job opened up. And it's probably the hardest I've ever worked for anything, just to get an interview. And I'll never forget that interview. It was Warner Alford was the athletic director. I had to track him down, and he made time for me at his house. We had breakfast. And I was giving him my best, and I thought that it was going real good. And all of a sudden, he stopped me right in the middle of my sentence. And he said, "Hold it. I like what I'm hearing, but we need to talk." And he said, "I've heard stories that in the Mississippi Open tournament, this little tennis tournament we run up here, that you've been a real horse's ass, a real fool, throwing your racket and just acting like an idiot on the court." And I looked at him straight in the face, and I said, "You must be talking about my twin brother, Barney." Barney's here. And I will say that Warner smiled and said, "You're going to make a good coach." And at the time I took the job, we were last. And we were last not only in the SEC in the rankings, we were last in facilities. And I know for sure that we were last in salary. And I used to go over to Athens to the NCAA championships. And if you've ever been to Athens, they put 6,000 people in there. It's the mecca of college tennis. It's one of the greatest amateur events in the world. And I used to go over there, and I would be in awe. And I would just dream of one day, maybe one day, having a team good enough to make that NCAA championship. Back then, it was really, really tough. They only took 16 teams. And I used to just dream about putting a team together that we could make it. Well, that dream came true in 1979. It was led by Tupelo native Dave Randall. And he led us to the NCAA championships. And when we had that success, we were able to then recruit on a little bit higher level. And I think it was the summer of '92, Randall was playing Wimbledon. And he was playing the qualifying, and he gave me a call. And I was on the court teaching camp. And he said, "Coach, I'm in the final round of qualifying. If I qualify, can you come to Wimbledon and watch me? You got to come." And I said, "Dave, I'm coming." He qualified, becoming the first Mississippian to ever qualify. And so I go over, and I get to go to Junior Wimbledon. And it was there that I met and recruited and signed Mahesh Bhupathi, that turned out to be one of the greatest athletes to ever play here at Ole Miss. He went on to be #1 in the world in doubles. He won 12 Grand Slam championships. But what he did for Ole Miss was that in '94, he led us to a top 10 final ranking. And then in '95, he won the NCAA championship in doubles, and then led us to the team championship final. Ole Miss played for the national championship. And the match that I will never, ever forget was in the semifinals. We were playing the home team, Georgia. It was a late afternoon match. There must have been, well, it was packed. It was 6,000 or 7,000 people there, all of them barking. We had 10 fans. I counted them. Julie was one of them. And so it starts late afternoon, and then after about an hour, there was a rain delay. And I said, thank God. You know, we're going to spread this. You know, some of these people are going home. They went to happy hour, and they came back even rowdier. And at 12 o'clock that night, it was down to the last match. The Rebs were up 6-5 in the third set. We're at match point. We hit a winner, and all of a sudden, it's 6,000 people totally silent. And then the most amazing thing happened. They stood up and gave us a standing ovation. And they said, many said it was the greatest match that they have ever witnessed. And it's one of those moments that I sit and I look back, and that was really the defining moment for Ole Miss tennis. Because since that time, we hadn't looked back. We've qualified for the NCAA 20 straight times. We've won a few championships, as you can see. We won another NCAA championship. Devin Britton, that's standing back there, was another NCAA champion for us, another Mississippian. And when I sit back and I think about all the kids that have come through, that is what I'm most proud of. Because every single one of these kids that have come through, they've been great on the court, they've been great students, but they have been great ambassadors for Ole Miss. They have, and that's what I'm most proud of. And when I look around this room, I'm so proud because I am looking at the Ole Miss family. And I look at these trophies here. These trophies are because of each one of you guys. For you guys getting behind us. And I thought about it really hard. And actually what I did was I got the dictionary out because I wanted to look up the meaning of family. And Webster has a definition, but I'm giving you my own definition. And it is simply, we are Ole Miss. I want to thank you for 35 great years. Actually, it's 35 that's going on. This is my 35th season. 35 great years, but I want to thank you for letting me be part of this family for 35 years. Go Rebs. Thank you.